Hi, everyone. Hi, Mary. Just before we start, Mary, I wanted to just share something that Andrew sent me. For
Okay.
those of you who are new or don't pay attention, Andrew is my son. He lives in China. He was telling me that right next to one of his schools, there's a cafe, and it's become a popular spot for media stars to go and have their photos taken. And because of them, now there's all these pop-up vending machines, and they'll sell things like uh, knockoffs of Disney products, Transformers. And he says one of them sells everything from face mask to dog poop bags. You gotta love it. So what do you have, Mary?
Well, you know what? It is the season of getting married, right? June, July, August. And I thought that we should talk about interesting marriage customs around the world.
Oh, nice.
For example, India has a couple of different traditions. And one of them is that women believe that they should marry a tree prior to marrying their husband, so that the curse that they have will be passed on to the tree and not the husband.
Okay. Okay.
Exactly. So yeah. So they marry a tree.
Okay.
I don't know, like, if your husband's tall and skinny, do you marry a pine? If he's kind of short and chubby, do you marry a shrub? Like, how specific do you have to be?
Yeah, I wonder. Oh my God.
What do you got for me, Nancy?
That is, pardon? Oh,
What do you got?
okay. Just a few, did you know stuff like, did you know that rubber bands last longer when refrigerated?
I did know that.
Well, how did you know that? How did you know that?
Because rubber breaks down when it gets hot, and like, if you ever have anything that's rubber in the heat, it breaks down.
Well,
So
I
yeah,
know
it would last longer in the fridge.
but how did you, well, I know they break down, but how did you know that they last longer in the fridge? That's the part I don't understand. Somebody had to figure that out somewhere along the line.
Because if they don't do well in the heat, then you want to keep them in the cold.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
But if you freeze the rubber band, it will disintegrate.
Oh, okay.
So you have to keep it at the right temperature.
Oh my gosh, all this fussy stuff.
I know. In China, one of their wedding traditions is shooting of the bride with arrows. Oh. So these arrows don't have heads on them. It can't hurt them. But the groom picks up the arrows, shoots them at the bride, and then breaks them in half. Not the bride, the arrows, which is said to show their love for each other is forever. Oh, Dawn.
Here. Dawn, you're going to go on camera. Put your shirt on, Dawn. The next time you come in the room, put your shirt on. That's going to be fun. I'm leaving that in. I'm sorry.
Okay, we'll see.
Anyway, some of the traditions around the world are, they're so bizarre.
Well, they're bizarre to us.
Yes, of course.
But I mean, think about it. The groom takes the garter off the bride here and throws it, and they throw flowers. And so, in different countries where two women are doing things that are weird and wonderful in the world, they're talking about Canadian customs of getting married.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know no number from 1 to 999 includes the letter A in its word form?
Okay, I'm thinking about this.
78, 53, 827.
60.
No A.
Not interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
I looked up useless information. These things. Okay.
So here's one about grooms. In Greece, on the wedding day, it's normal for the groom to get a clean shave from his barber. Okay, that's in the normal world. In Greece, it's done by the wedding party.
Oh, okay.
The male wedding party. So all his groomsmen and his best men. So they shave him up, and everybody gives him a shave.
Ah, I hope they're all practiced.
Well, yeah.
Could be all these.
And I don't know whether it's better to have a sharp blade or not sharp blade.
Yeah, I watch Netflix and I watch a lot of shows from Turkey, and this couple, it just they're both to get married. That the night before, she has to have the henna done, and that's one of
Oh,
the traditions. Yeah,
Yes, it's beautiful. I've had henna's done.
yeah,
So
they're gorgeous.
intricate.
Yeah. Did you know Edgar Allan Poe married his 13-year-old cousin? Oh, Edgar.
And who was that rock and roller that also married his young cousin?
I can't think who that would be.
Very famous
I know.
1950s rock and roller married his young cousin.
Yeah, I know exactly who you mean, but I can't think of their name.
I can see him.
Yeah.
Jerry Lee Lewis married his 13-year-old cousin.
Right. I can imagine, It's quite interesting, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. I wonder how long it lasted.
I don't know. That's a good question.
Okay. Kill some airtime for me while I find out.
Say that again?
Kill some time for me while I'm trying to figure out how long
Jupiter is twice as large as all the other planets combined.
Oh, okay.
I had no idea.
I had no idea.
And speaking of space, the Super Soaker was designed and invented by a NASA engineer.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank heavens for NASA.
I know.
Wow. Okay, just getting back to Jerry Lee Lewis.
Okay.
So he married her in 1957, and they divorced in I just had it. They divorced he was married 7 times, by the way.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
I can't imagine that.
Apparently his bride still believes in Santa Claus.
Yeah, they must.
Like, that is just so horrible.
I agree.
Yeah. So I think married in 1957, and I'm not doing very well here.
It'll show up. It'll show up at the end of the show.
I know. They divorced in 1970. So they were married for 16 years.
Yeah, that's not bad, actually. You think about it.
So she was what, 13, 16, 29 when she got divorced.
Right. Oh my gosh, you're still such a young person, right?
I know. I wonder what ever happened to her.
I don't know.
I know.
Yeah.
We know nothing.
Fine, look her up. Did you know
so
that?
In Romania, getting back to brides,
Yes.
in Romania, a couple of days before the bride and groom get married, the bride is kidnapped and the groom has to pay a ransom.
There's something similar like that in Montreal.
Is there?
Yeah, absolutely. There's not a ransom, but they'll take all the women will take the bride out and tie her up and wrap her in like toilet paper, whatever, and might maybe leave her in a mall somewhere. Yeah, I've seen that happen in Montreal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And in Korea, they beat the groom's feet. On the day of the wedding, the groom has his feet tied together and everybody takes a turn beating his feet with a stick or a dried fish.
Oh my God, stinky feet.
It's supposed to make sure the soon-to-be husband does not disappoint on his wedding night.
Well, gee, that makes sense, right?
I'm not sure what.
Oh, that is so funny.
Okay, what else you got for me, Nancy?
Did you know that flamingos can only eat with their heads upside down?
No.
Yeah.
Can you give us an example of that?
Well, they got these long beaks. And they kind of scoop it up.
Upside down.
Isn't that strange, eh?
I guess it's something to do with their throats and their digestive system. Do you know why flamingos are pink?
Yeah.
Why?
Shrimp? Something. I can't remember. Something like that. What do you got?
So this is a kind of a fun one. In England, they make the wedding cake and they put ribbons in between the layers of the wedding cake. And before the couple cuts the cake, all the single women pull the ribbon and they see who gets the charm that's attached to one of the ribbons.
Oh, that's pretty
I can't
cool.
imagine what the cake looks like afterwards, though.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So
I guess that's our sort of throwing as a bouquet.
yeah, I suppose so. Obviously, it's not about the cake.
I'm not about the cake.
Did you know that salt used to be a currency?
I absolutely knew that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think Mongolia was a really good example of that.
Right.
Because salt was so important to keeping food,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And yeah, I did know that actually.
Very good.
Yeah. So did they make it little coins? Talking about salt, Nancy.
Yes.
I forget what country it is, but there's this great big huge salt flat, and there's nothing that grows there. But what they've done is they've made a hotel, and everything in the hotel is salt blocks. Everything, the bed, the toilet, everything is made out of salt blocks.
Oh my gosh, that's so fascinating. That'd be fun to see. That'd be fun to see, I think, right?
And there used to be in North Vancouver a salt cave. So it was man-made, but it was lined with a certain kind of salt, and you'd go in, and it was supposed to be really good for your
French fries.
Yeah, really go in with your French fries. It's supposed to be really good for your breathing, for your respiratory system.
Oh wow!
I've had a friend that went into one of those, but I don't think they do it anymore.
Oh, okay.
Anything else that I know about salt, Nancy?
Nothing about salt, but Alaska is the only state whose name is on one row on a keyboard. Alaska.
It's true. It's true, Nancy.
It's fun when you can actually just look and check it out for yourself, right?
Yes, absolutely. What else you got for me?
There are only 4 words in the English language which end in "-dus", like tremendous, horrendous, stupendous, and hazardous. Those are it.
And creepiness business.
"Dus".
And weird business.
Those are made up words. They don't. You can't make them up and try to fit them in there, Mary. It just doesn't work like that.
Well, Nancy, how did words ever become what they are in the first place? Somebody made them up, so why can't we?
Well, I used to do that when I went to Toastmasters.
Did you? What were some of the words you made up?
Bangle pod. Those are insects that live in cloth labels that I'm allergic to. Vetch. That I made up. That was I called that a V-shaped notch in whetstone. I just totally made it up. You know, when you're the grammarian at Toastmaster, your job is to provide a word of the day and listen for language and stuff like that. So I figured anybody could, and then whoever was up would try to use that particular word, right?
Oh, fine.
And I thought anybody could use a real word. Anybody could bring a real word. So I thought, no, I'm not doing that. It was pretty fun.
Okay, I have to tell you something gross.
Okay.
You ready for gross?
I'm ready.
Okay, because this is gross. I want you to think about hot, stinky feet.
Okay.
I want you to think about bare feet all day in hot shoes. I want you to think about people, the bride, having her shoe taken off and pouring champagne into it, and the groom drinking out of her shoe.
Well, maybe the alcohol would kill any of the germs or whatever.
Oh, that is disgusting.
Yeah.
Oh, I've never found that is in the least bit romantic.
Oh, no, I agree with you. Some things are just not romantic. You know, I know that one of the traditions in Montreal, that this is not gross, but is that the groom, you go dancing with the groom and you pin money to his suit.
Oh.
Yeah. So
okay.
That's gifts to the bride and groom, right?
That's a little weird.
So I know. So we were at my nephew's wedding, myself and, well, the family, right? And so Pauline, you haven't met Pauline, but she's the shortest one in the family. So she and I went up together and just gave him half the amount that everybody does. So it was a 2 for 1. Anyway, did you know that there are 32 muscles in a cat's ear?
All cat's ears?
Just as a cat's ear. So I would think so. Because, you know, they have that ability to turn them different ways and stuff, right?
Yeah.
I just find that interesting.
Well, how many muscles are in our ears?
I don't know.
Oh. Let me
I
see
didn't
if I
look
can
that
find
up.
one.
We've got 5.
Hey, you know what?
What?
In the southern United States, they bury a bottle of bourbon upside down, close to where they're going to get married, and it's supposed to ward off rain. What a waste of bourbon.
Totally. Did
And
you?
then I guess they dig it up and they drink it.
Yeah, right. I would hope so. Did you know that the chicken and the ostrich are the closest living relatives of the Tyrannosaurus Rex?
The chicken?
The chicken and the ostrich.
How many muscles does a chicken have in its ear, Nancy?
The chicken has 1. It's a big hole.
I did not know that. Gosh, you're smart.
I know. It's just so amazing, isn't it?
So here's one, and I've never heard of this. In Quebec, the French Canadians have a fun and quirky wedding tradition. The grooms and unmarried siblings perform a funny dance while wearing silly, colorful socks.
Never heard of that one, that's for sure. And
Does it make you wonder how much truth there is in the other one?
Of course. Well, I've seen the one where they pin money on the bride, the groom's clothes, and I've also seen the one where they take the bride out and tie her up in a band or somewhere. You know, so I've seen those 2 for sure.
Okay.
Right.
Well, I mean, maybe they do this too. Oh, actually, I'm just looking at that. In most countries, giving money to a woman to dance with you may not seem normal, but in Poland, they put money on the bride and groom.
Oh, there you go. All right.
Yeah. Nobody ever put money on me.
Huh. Me either.
Put $1 on me.
I just had cheap people come to mind, that's all. We got married in
What else you got for me? Let's wind this up, Nancy.
Okay, junk food is as addictive as drugs. We know that. All of us who eat junk food know that.
Yeah.
3 more things. The largest bill to go into circulation in the United States is a $10,000 note. Have you ever seen
Wow. I've never seen one. So do you ask change? Like, do you go in and buy a $2 chocolate bar and ask
it? Yeah. Oh, here. Here's my $10,000.
$10,000. Where would you spend a $10,000 note?
Well, if you watch some of those shows where people are buying these properties for a few $1 million and it's usually cash, they could you slip in a $10,000 note, you know, like you're paying $2 million. So what's a $10,000 bill?
Wow.
Yeah. In most advertisements, including newspapers, time displayed on the watch is 10:10.
10:10.
Yeah, that I knew.
Yes, because it shows off something. Wasn't 10:10 used so it would show off the logo of the clock?
I don't know. I just thought the hands would show really well, I thought. But I don't know. And one more thing, a cubic inch of human bone can bear the weight of 5 standard pickup trucks. Pickup trucks.
Wow.
5. Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
And on that note, Mary, we're finished.
It's been a sight, Nancy. I hope that you're feeling better. Nancy had her second COVID shot and is very happy that she got it, but is feeling a tad under the weather.
The only reason why I reacted to it is because the person giving the shot suggested it. I think I would have been fine had she kept her mouth shut. Anyway, so here
you know what, Don?
Pardon?
Okay, wait a minute. Don had his second shot and he was fine. Bye.
High five.
High five.
Bye, Mary.